Okay, welcome to the discussion segments of Good Morning Anambra this morning. My name is Ijoma Uche.
My name is Obina Ikechukwu.
Okay. This morning, we'll have a topic that says, from dialogue to deterrence, rethinking Nigeria's foreign policy response to Burkina Faso. Sure, you are not unaware of what's going on between Nigeria and Burkina Faso. But before we get to what's going on, let me quickly introduce the guest that we have for today's topic. I have Chief Anthony Chibo Ojemba, prominent rights advocate and member, Save a Soul Ultimate Humanitarian Foundation. Good morning, Chibo.
Good morning.
Okay, good to have you here.
Pleasure.
Okay. I also have Onyeka Obieze. Onyeka Obieze is a public affairs analyst. Good morning, Onyeka.
Good morning, Anambra.
Okay. Now, let's get to today's business. Let me give you a little background of what we are going to talk about today. On 8 December 2025, a Nigerian Air Force C-130 military transport aircraft carrying 11 Nigerian military personnel made a precautionary emergency landing in Bobo Dioulasso, Burkina Faso, after experiencing a technical issue en route from Lagos to Portugal. Burkina Faso's military government says the plane entered its airspace without prior authorization, which it considered a sovereignty violation. The Confederation, formerly Alliance of Sahel States, AES, comprising Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, publicly condemned the act and viewed it as unfriendly. As a matter of fact, they detained the aircraft and the 11 Air Force personnel in the aircraft. This is the background of what we're going to look at today. Sure, you must have heard about it, but today I have some professionals that are going to look at it critically to tell us exactly what is playing out, because initially we thought it was just a little mistake that somebody make us, oh, I'm sorry, and now can I go? He said, no, you can't go. So let me come to you, Chibo. What do you think is stalling this friendly agreement or whatever that is going on between Nigeria and Burkina Faso now?
I don't think we will term it friendly because Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger have withdrawn from ECOWAS.
But we are still Africans.
They are still Africans.
Okay, broadly.
You understand me. But Nigeria is the pivot of ECOWAS. ECOWAS Secretariat is in Abuja. And as the pivot of ECOWAS, Nigeria is friendly with the West. So for a Nigerian military aircraft to overfly Bobo Dioulasso, a strategic military city for the Sahelian states, is an attempt to infringe on their airspace. And I think if it was just an accident, like the foreign ministry want all of us to believe, the matter would have been resolved before now if it was an accident. If it was a technical fault, if the aircraft had issues, technical issues that they had to do a forced landing, it will inform the nearest airport. It's aviation protocol. You inform the nearest airport that you have issues and that you are seeking clearance to land. But this was not the case. It was not seeking clearance to land because of technical issues. It was forced. It was forced to land because it was overflying a security zone. You remember...
so Burkina Faso forced it to land, or they forced themselves to land?
They
Okay.
could have done worse than that.
Okay.
Why? Russia shut down a Korean airliner, 007, on September 1, 1983, that overflew Sakhalin Island, which was a strategic military place for Russia. They didn't take twice. They took down the aircraft. That aircraft was carrying 269 people. All of them lost their lives, and the war did not come to a stop. So Burkina Faso, I think they have been very civil, you know, for force landing this thing and then holding on to the personnel. We will talk about the personnel as we progress.
Okay, Obina.
Right, let's look at the response the Nigerian military, or rather the Nigerian government, you know, gave as regards that, you know, that development. Now, the Nigerian Air Force said that the C-130 was reportedly on a ferry mission to Portugal when it experienced a technical concern, making a precautionary you know, landing at the nearest airfield as allowed under the International Aviation Safety Protocol. And then continuing, the Nigerian Air Force states that the crew are actually being treated well currently right there in Burkina Faso. Do you think that statement actually does justify you know, that development?
The truth is that there are international treaties and there are law guiding every operations in this world. Air transport has no emergency landing or somewhere just like you have your car when it develops, you just park by the side. No, it's something that connects air traffic to take effect. So I want to say that if they had thought it well, when they were having such thing, they would have contacted the airport, the aviation authority of Burkina Faso, and tell them, see, we are having issues. We are passing by. Give us a landing permit. They will, of course, they will give them to land. But, and you know, military guys are not like civil people. Technically, they think of everything to be a threat to them. We have a military president there. And the movement is Air Force, which is also military. So, by passing or going through their own airspace without their permission, we send a lot of signals to them. And I want to say that Nigerian government should play a big brother's role.
How?
By calling these guys, talk to them politely, diplomatically.
That's exactly what they're doing. They're not fighting, they're not threatening.
They should because, and I will also tell Nigerian government not to allow the West to use our mind to cause problems in Nigeria. The truth is that, look at what happened in Benin Republic. These guys are not happy, these are hell guys. Because their guy wanted to take over the Benin Republic, and the Nigerian government stopped them. And you want to believe that they will allow you to also go through them. I don't know if you understand. Okay. So what I want to say is, our government should play a big brother's role, pamper them, and tell them to settle this matter. If not, Boko Haram is here already. ISWAT is here already. Bandits are here already. And these guys are getting their support from those places. Let us not play and want to favor the West and allow these people to come into us. The one we are having now, we have not known how to handle them. How much more bringing another issue. And remember, Togo are here. All of these guys are around us. So the best thing for Nigerian governments to do is pamper them and resolve these issues.
Okay, until we get to that, let's get the background very well. While you were talking, you mentioned, you said that one of their guys wanted to take over in Benin and Nigeria stopped them. So, Chibo, let me come to you now. How do you relate what's going on between Burkina Faso and Nigeria to what happened in Benin Republic. We knew that the coup that took place and how Nigeria moved swiftly and sweetly, like Trump will put it, to stop it. So what benefit does Burkina Faso has in coup in Benin Republic that will make them want to get back at Nigeria because of their role, their intervention role in Benin?
Well, what we are talking about, what the Sahelian states are talking about is emancipation. Emancipating Africa from the stranglehold of the West. Burkina Faso is evidence that Africa can manage their resources, sell at international prices, and use those funds to develop themselves. So, to that extent, the military junta in Burkina Faso favors the emancipation of the Benin people. Because if Benin people are emancipated, like they are emancipated, they will begin to see the benefits true benefits of independence. But I said earlier that Nigeria is a pivot of ECOWAS. ECOWAS is pro-West. ECOWAS is not talking about emancipation. ECOWAS is not talking about, selling, mining our resources and selling them at prices that will favor us, not prices that the West set. ECOWAS is not talking about currency, trying to, make our currencies, trade with our currencies. That we must buy our product with our, from our currency. We can't depend on your own currency. So there is an interrelationship between the interest of the Burkinabe and the failure of the coup in Benin Republic. However, let us not shy away from the aircraft and its crew. The aircraft that overflew that military highly sensitive place, that Bobo Delasso is like Sakhalin Island. That's why I did the comparison up initial. When you overfly a military sensitive area, you're not going to go scot-free. Now, they forced the aircraft to land. Now, the 11 crew members of the aircraft, they are not diplomatic passengers. They are not just ordinary soldiers. There are people who are trained in sophisticated surveillance. There are people who have training. So the Burkinabes have deconstructed, they have interrogated the personnel inside the aircraft, and they are fully persuaded that the aircraft wasn't just on a personal experience. The aircraft was there for a purpose, and that is why they are still holding them, because they must have interrogated them. They must have entered the aircraft and see the type of equipment that the aircraft have, surveillance equipment and all the rest. So, it's more complex. I don't want to say we should pamper them.
Apart from what you would like to say, whether to pamper them or not, let's look at this critically. Are you saying that Nigeria took advantage of the problem in Benin to invade Burkina Faso? Otherwise, what are they doing in Burkina Faso? What are they for? Or do they think they can just come there and lie and go free like that, and those guys will not ask them, why are you here? Okay.
No, the truth is, Nigeria on its own played smart on them, but they didn't succeed. And, France, our government is working very friendly with France. And France is not happy with these guys that left their coverage. You understand? So they will be doing everything there that is possible for them to call back, to recolonize them again and get. Can you imagine you are selling something, you are buying something.
France will want to use Nigeria against the Sahel states.
Yes. And somebody said, you now said, no, you are not selling to me again. You want to sell it to yourself, but you're selling $30. Would you want to go back to $5? You will not. And me that is buying $5 will do everything to spoil the business for you. So all I know is that Nigeria should keep away from these political tussles. France should not push us into this trouble. Because when it comes up, remember, These guys have the allies of Russia, Iran, North Korea, China. You understand? So Nigeria should not be a playground for them. Let them settle their matter. That's why I said Nigeria should play a big brother's role.
All right.
Smartly separate themselves from this politics.
Now, in trying to big brother role, don't you think they should apply a firmer approach to this? Because they've been talking, trying to, at a point, even Nigeria, the issue we have with the communications they sent to Nigeria. At a point, there were talks about them, about these 11 military men released. Then later on, there were talks about the fact, they've not been released though, but they are in good conditions and all that. So with all these, and it seems like the Burkina Faso government is not looking to cede or to let these people, go. Don't you think there should be a kind of pressure or a firmer approach from the Nigerian government to the government of Burkina Faso? Because you can't keep...
Why do you pay ransom to kidnappers? Why?
No,
as much as you want to play some fine game with them, they have a demand. You played into their hands. If Nigerian airplane or military airplane did not overfly their airspace without permission, with this, they have respect for Nigerian government. All Africans have respect, and they fear Nigeria. But you, that is being feared, if you play into their hands, they will rubbish you. The truth about the whole thing is, whatever happens, Nigeria should go and discuss this thing diplomatically with them and sort it as a senior brother.
Okay.
If not, if they play into our game here, they will come into Nigeria as they are already.
Okay. Chibu, I'm still coming back to you. Assuming that you are an investigative journalist, how will you view the movement of Nigerian aircraft, Air Force, to Burkina Faso? Why do you think they're there? Or they went there in the first place?
I think they were on a surveillance mission and it was aborted.
What level of surveillance mission?
They were, France had been displaced from the Saharan states. France does not have statistics, accurate statistics of preparatoriness or the military power of those Saharan states. So it must, I think they are using this platform to try and assess what is on ground. I've told you that Bobo Dalaso is a military installation, like Sakale. It has...
It's a military base.
It's a military base. It has military installations, it has equipment, that France is unable to determine their strength. So they're trying to use somebody by proxy to, determine that threat. That's what my mind tells me. Because if Nigeria was not being used steadily to assess the strength of the Saharan states, they will not equip an aircraft with surveillance equipment, data gathering equipment, and then the crew are all professionals. They are trained, highly trained professionals in surveillance, in gathering data. So I think Nigeria should be careful.
Nigeria should be careful.
There are no small countries now. In 2014, Russia invaded Ukraine, and somehow it was managed. In 2022, Russia went back full force to take Ukraine. We are 2025, Russia with all her might is unable to take Ukraine. So let Nigeria not deceive herself that she can take Burkina Faso. It will lead us, it will be disastrous. Very, very disastrous.
Okay, let's also look at it this way. Nigeria went on an intervention mission to Benin Republic to stop the coup that took place there. And they know that they are maybe the strongest ally they have around is Burkina Faso and maybe some other Sahel states. Okay, do you now look at it this way? Because that's the way I'm looking at it. Maybe they suspect now that we are here, there's a possibility that these Sahel boys will intervene. They will come to make sure that that coup succeeded. Okay, so why don't we stop them? You know, send this aircraft to make sure that we won't have any intervention coming from that side. Or what do you think? I'm still coming to you, Chibo.
Well, I don't think the aircraft was...
Because Burkina Faso said that they are on a war mission.
Right, that is what it is. When you violate the airspace of a nation, a sovereign nation, you know, using aircraft equipped with high
technical
equipment, surveillance equipment, it amounts to an undeclared war. So the Burkinabes will not. It shows that even is an evidence that the Burkinabes are in control of their airspace. They are in control of their national security. Because if they were not in control of their national security, this aircraft could have gone there, passed through there, collected the information they wanted, and then make a detour back to base.
Are you saying if they had come to Nigeria, if it was Nigeria, would they be able to intercept them?
Well, if it was Nigeria, Americans came to Sokoto and took and released their
without the knowledge of our intelligence.
It was when the hostage was in America that we had to reach. So I don't want to go to that. But the truth of the matter is, Burkina Faso is demonstrating that they are
in charge.
All right. Let's look at the influence of Nigeria in ECOWAS, or rather the influence of the Nigerian president in ECOWAS. Nigeria as a country and Nigeria as a leader in ECOWAS, its leader too. We will agree that the Sahelian region, talking about the AES bloc, talking about Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger Republic, left the West African bloc immediately the man Bola Tinubu came into power. A few months or after that was when they left the bloc. So would you say this continues to be an undermining, or it actually does reduce the influence, or in the informal parlance we'll say it will reduce the steeze of the Nigerian government and also of the Nigerian leadership capacity in ECOWAS?
No, the truth is, these guys, they are prepared. When you want to do something, you get yourself prepared and you wait for anything to happen. They are ready for anything. And that is why they left ECOWAS. One, they knew that ECOWAS is influenced by the West. And France has a lot of friendship with our government now, presently. Therefore, they also know that France can use Nigeria against them. If it not for this case, I think this military issue will not come up. And Nigeria on its own will not even send the military plane to go and do check out on them. So what I want to believe is that they left because and remember, those guys are having a lot of equipment from Russia. You understand? So there's no way Nigerian government should, I still say, should not put us in that play. Because these boys, you can say they are small, but with their small size, they can organize themselves well, more than we that are big. The one that is informal, see, today we don't know who is sponsoring Boko Haram. We don't know the country where they are getting their support.
Who said we don't? Or we don't want to? We don't want to say, or we don't want to know.
Name them now. Tell us, if you know, tell us the names of those people. Now we don't know. And if anything happens, these guys will come out fully to back up these people. And when they back them up, our borders are porous. People can just, if our late President Buhari says that these people are coming from Mali, from Burkina Faso, from Niger, to come and invade Nigeria, how can they come from the whole north, past the north, and come to the south? And our military men did not catch them. Our security cannot fish them out. And you say we are okay. And you want to go and drag another one. That will be obvious also.
You're so scared.
Yeah, I am. Because,
see,
let me tell you, whether you like it or you don't, if people will come, non-state operators, we hijack people, kidnap people, and tell the government to pay ransom, and government pays. So who are you?
So you're saying that the, will I say, the influence of the Nigerian government in ECOWAS is actually reducing?
It cannot reduce, but it cannot cover these people because they're no more your members. So you cannot tell them what to do. If they were in
ECOWAS continues to insist that the arms are still very much open to...
No, that's your insistence does not make any sense. You want me to come to your house. I don't want to come. Will you force me to come?
You don't force bilateral friendship.
So the truth is, these guys are even looking for memberships, which they are looking for you if you are ready. They will want to sponsor you to make sure they are adding up. Why did they go to Benin? If they want to get more people, and they remember, if they have gotten Benin, to attack Nigeria is very easy for them.
Why would they want to attack Nigeria?
And you think so?
Stop scaring us too.
No.
Okay, let's look at cases where we have had this kind of situations, like that one that happened there. Where do you call it? Was it in Bolivia or something in like Russia? That? Yes, where we have had this kind of emergency landings without permission. Is there, what do we expect from this? How was that one treated, and how do we expect this one to be treated equally?
It wasn't an emergency landing. They were overflying the airspace of a security zone. I told you earlier that when it happened in Russia, a passenger plane from New York to Seoul, South Korea, overflew Sakhalin Island without permission. You know, when an aircraft takes off, even today you have GPS, right? That Sakhalin issue was what gave birth to the introduction of GPS in the aviation industry. So when an aircraft takes off, say from Abuja, you know, heading to New York, he knows where it will fly to. It has a flight permission. It has permission. It has a flight chart that it will follow. It will not deviate from that flight chart. So I want to let us not say that it was this thing that they made an emergency landing.
It's Nigerian stance.
Well,
and we are Nigerians.
You cannot stand from your house to another person's house. Whatever be your stand in your house is not in this man's house.
It is obvious to the international community that
it wasn't an emergency.
They were forced to land. They were forced to land.
I think I'm hearing this for the first time.
No, it's obvious. It's no longer a hidden fact.
Oh, you think they landed by themselves?
That's what they told us.
They have debriefed
that they had technical
the 11 officers inside the aircraft and found out that these are sophisticated, trained officers in electronic surveillance gathering. They're not just...
No, but the government continues to say that, oh, these guys, they landed, like I shared with the reports, that they landed on their own, you know, based on the fact that they had some, you know, technical issues and all that.
Well, I have told you that if you have technical issues, you will radio the nearest airport and tell them, Mayday, that you're having technical issues. You know, they will ask you the type of technical issues so that they will prepare for your landing.
Has anybody asked the foreign minister why these guys did not give them notice that they are landing in
but
their
let me ask you a thing.
On emergency
like I said before,
journalists don't want
if you are driving on your car and you have an emergency, you park by the side, right? Airplane is not like that. If you try to land without permission, without guidance, you will crash.
You must have a flight time.
Somebody will have to direct you. The tower, the control tower of any airport will direct you on how to land. If not, you just go. So this is not like they just landed on their, how can they land on their own? How would they know where is the airport to land if nobody's controlling them? The truth about the whole thing, you have flown before, right?
Yeah, of course.
You are inside the bolom, and the thing is just flying. You think pilot is seen anywhere?
No.
They are flying on the chart on their computer there.
That's right.
You think they see anywhere? Where you will be in the aircraft and look outside, you are not seeing anything. That is the way the pilots are doing. They only go by the chart of that clock, the control tower. What is directing them? That is the way the aircraft is going. So you can't just tell me that they just landed on that. How can they land on their own?
They were forced to land.
This is right.
So
Okay,
the truth about the whole thing is, like I keep saying, let our Nigeria play a big brother's role, bury our shame, and talk to these guys too, please.
This is your big brother. So let me
Yes.
tell you, when you say big brother, I remember how my big brother used to beat me. They beat.
Beating you,
They knock your
still
head.
correct you, yes.
They punish you. So when you want to talk about big brother, it's not just, they don't pay to.
Your
big
big
brothers
brother
don't pay. You understand what I mean?
because you are cool-headed. If you are not cool-headed, if they beat you anyhow, you fight back. That's the
That
truth.
is it. So
At
I'm
the same
even-
time,
If you see your younger brother or
at
your
the same
sister-
time, you have to also consider.
No, if you see your younger
you have to also consider the size of the senior brother.
and again, let me tell you, whether size or not size, whatever belongs, this is your phone. No matter how mighty I am, if I come to take it, you will not allow me. You will fight, even if I overpower you.
Okay.
But so what I'm saying is, if your younger sister or your younger brother is rough-headed, you don't hit him anyhow, or hey, he will hit you back. If the person is cool-headed, you can cock and slap, and they will still say, brother, sorry. But if it's not, if you beat him, he will beat you back.
All right. Now, let's look at the challenges that we are in for. What are we facing? What are we going to, what is going to come out of this if it continues this way? Because it does appear the diplomatic approach is not working. And then somebody arrested, went to national TV and was calling for war. I don't know whether you watched it. He was calling for war. So how long do you want to beg these small boys? It's just like what you're talking about, this big brother thing. Okay, how long do you want to beg these small boys? Slap them, beat them, and then retrieve whatever they're holding. Okay? So let's look at the challenges it's posing between these two nations.
Okay, if you see a he-goat moving around, and you think it doesn't belong to anybody, you are lying. I've told you, Russia is behind these guys. And Russia will not support anything that
We might will
America
get people way behind us now. Let's not
don't
go
worry.
there first.
By the time they come and they,
Okay, no, Chimbo, because let's look at the challenges first.
What I see is the diplomatic team we have appears incapacitated. Why? I'm a critic of Toga. Toga was asked about genocide in Nigeria. You know, as the diplomat, he should have couched his answers in diplomatic language, not on the basis of yes or no. Because the person asking you the information, the question, the journalist asking you that question, have empirical information before them. And you open your mouth and tell them, no, such things does not exist. They draw the line that you are either unserious or you are trying to deceive the world into believing the unbelievable. Now, the same thing is playing out here now. They are just saying that they first denied. The first reaction of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs on this saga was denial. That was their first reaction. The second reaction was that it had a technical fault that forced it to land. Like my brother here was saying, for you to land in an airport, you have to be cleared. You have to be told the runway that you will use. You know, if it's runway 10, runway 8, runway 9, that you can land on, because you don't know the aircraft, or if other aircrafts are coming in on different runways. So you have to be guided to land there. So we now know that they were forced to land. Now, I think Nigeria should swallow their pride. I think the person calling for us to go and attack, do Entebbe in Dala, you know, it's crazy. Because, like I said, there are no more small nations who defeated Nigeria in the World Cup qualifier. Just soccer is like war. Was it not an African nation?
I think somebody from Burkina Faso replied they are arrested.
You
They say,
understand?
we are ready. Come.
So what I'm saying is that it will be, I think it will be, you know, a little rascality for us to begin to think in the direction that we can go in there
And capture them.
and rescue our boys and bring back the C-130. They are not, it's not like when you went to,
And even
when you went to
Ibrahim
Liberia.
Traoré.
You understand me? The nation, Burkina Faso, is a different nation from what it was. You understand me? They have control of their space, the airspace, the ground space. And they have people, their nationals are loyal to their government. And they are willing to put their lives on the line for their government. On the opposite, you don't have that type of situation here. We have a situation where we have so many problems. My brother here said people kidnap people and government negotiate with them. Even a retired brigadier general was kidnapped. And his colleagues contributed money to sort out, to pay for ransom. They didn't put on their military uniform and go and teach those boys a lesson.
What a shame.
What a shame. So now you're trying to lure us into going after Burkina Faso. We are the people, we are supposed to have our head bowed because we went there. They didn't come to us. We violated their airspace. They didn't violate our own airspace. And then, having violated their airspace, I think the diplomacy should leave the level of the foreign ministry, you know, and involve the head of state. Tinubu can bury his pride. Take a phone and call this and say, well, this infringement have been committed. Let us try and manage it in the African way. It will not happen again. I assure you that it will not happen again.
But those guys,
if they have,
but those guys will force him to admit that it was a threat to their sovereignty.
Well,
will he admit?
We are not talking about forcing him. It's obvious already.
No, they will. They want to make a record of that.
It's
that
obvious.
you have agreed that how do I even put it?
It is obvious
Okay.
that we violated their airspace. You understand me? You, as a head of state, can accept that obvious situation with excuses in terms of where
Acceptable excuses.
They were not directed. Nobody. There are no directives for them to go the way they went. So you can now absolve the state from complicity in the act of violation.
You know where
You understand
you
me?
know where we're going to have problem with that? These guys are holding these 11 guys.
Yes.
And they've interrogated them. They have information.
About
So if
them.
you come up and say what they did not say, so how do we resolve the matter?
See,
Well,
let me.
You say you did not say them, but they have said that we were sent. This is what we are sent to do.
Okay.
I trust those guys.
When heads of government discuss, they don't go into those petty details.
If they are adult, talk to adult. This one you're talking to a young guy.
No.
Yes,
No.
what he said is very hot.
It's a head of state. It's a country to country.
And he has advisors also.
You understand me? So he can. What I'm saying is that you must have the courage when you make a mistake. Assuming they shot that aircraft down, heaven will not
And
fall.
those boys-
I told
those
you what
guys-
happened to the
I
people
tell you that they would have
overflew
Nigeria. Maybe
Okay,
the
let
condition
me-
they
They
are
shot
today.
it down. Nothing will happen.
I'm telling you that the condition they
violated
are
the
today, they
airspace.
would have preferred it because they don't know how to swallow
Okay,
what is
let
coming.
me ask you, if Abacha were there, here, and you fly your aircraft into the country, and Abacha will leave you.
You will take it down.
Even when France wanted to build their military base in Togo, do you know what Abacha did? Abacha went and they confiscated everything there and took it to Nigeria.
Yes.
When France went to international court, Abacha said, you can't come and overrun my back.
Yes.
And that was it.
It was a threat.
So you cannot just say,
It
once
wasn't
you
even his
commit,
country,
once you
it
have
was
gone,
just a close by.
once you have done something wrong, you are no more a big or small.
Yes.
The truth is, I am sorry. Please, let's resolve this.
Do you
It
see,
just-
do you see
Top
do you
level.
see your president saying that he's sorry to Burkina Faso?
Why?
At the top level,
Release my
America.
Burkina Faso is a country like Nigeria.
Okay.
Despite the size,
Okay.
your house is your house. No matter how small or you don't have even Gary to eat. This guy cannot come and tell you what to do, except
brother,
you are in friendship with him.
Let us use America. America and Cuba since 1960.
They've been fighting.
They've been fighting. Small Cuba. And America have not gone in to go and drop
invent
napalm bomb in Cuba.
But they went to Japan.
You understand me? So these things they are not things. I don't think we should have this mindset that we can just wake up and overrun Burkina Faso. It's going to be a pipe dream. It's going to be the biggest embarrassment that will happen to this nation.
All right. Let's begin to talk about solutions and what we expect from both parties, talking about Burkina Faso and Nigeria, in the next, coming days.
There's nothing to talk about. You have committed this offense. The truth is, bros, you know what? It's a mistake. I sent these guys to this place and they went here. It's just like you send your son to go and buy bread for you. And he left buying bread and went to another place. You cannot, because he has gone to go and play somewhere, and if he's in trouble, you leave him. You must find a way to bring him back again and caution him. You understand? So whatever happens, whether Nigeria send them to Burkina Faso or to Portugal or wherever they send them to, and they decided to go to Burkina Faso, it's a mistake that has been done. Bros, we know we have violated your rules. I do sorry. Okay, please, let this thing go. But if you come to threaten them because they are small, you will see what you don't expect. Because they said, once that native,
that's right.
So don't stop.
Even the big boy that is dancing with don't mind these guys. Well, let's look at some places that this thing has happened before. It's like, it's not just, this is not the first time this thing has happened, and it was resolved. But I don't know if any of them led to war that we are envisaging or we are scared of. Okay, I know, like we have pointed before, it has happened in Belarus, Romania. That was in 2021. It has happened in Australia, Bolivian, with the presidential jet at 2013. We also had a Turkey and Syrian passenger plane in 2012. And a whole lot of them, even Ukraine and Belarus, that was the one that we have mentioned here in 2020. So did any of these cases end in war?
They did not end in war because the parties involved came clean. If you violate my airspace and you come clean with me, we can resolve it. But if you violate my airspace and begin to play big, that, then it turns into another ball game. So when you're talking about diplomacy, we're talking about the ability of people to put the cards on the table and then admit to a certain extent where they have,
derailed or messed up.
Yes. Because nobody is above mistake. No nation is above mistake. But when you now allow pride to become the centerpiece of your foreign policy, then you have a problem. So I am saying that the situation can be brought under control. It could have been before now if false narratives were not being peddled. And those false narratives were being peddled in a big platform, like the ECOWAS Secretariat, where the foreign minister was giving a false narrative of what happened. Now, among those ECOWAS members, they are now believing that, hey, these boys are trying to test their resolve. Moreover, ECOWAS is pro-West. These people, the Sahelan states, are pro-emancipation. They want to get themselves out of the clutches of the hold of Western nations, haven't suffered exploitation for so long. Do you know that Burkina Faso, their currency used to be controlled from Paris? Their budget, when they make money, they sell their gold, you deposit the money in Central Bank of France. It's not done.
I don't think they have a central bank in that.
Now they have emancipated themselves. They are beginning to see the benefits of this emancipation, and they are trying to push it to other African nations who are under the clutches. The president of Benin Republic changed the constitution. Go and see it. He changed the constitution
to allow him
stay. The president of Cote d'Ivoire, Alassane Ouattara, In spite of how he came to power. You know, his predecessor was forced to surrender power because when he lost the election, he refused to surrender power. His predecessor was forced to surrender power.
Look at Cameroon.
The same Ouattara now is trying to do a 5th term. I mean, something is wrong somewhere.
Something is wrong with Africa. That's why I kept saying.
If Ouattara is trying to do a 5th term, and somebody out there, France is supporting him. France is whining and dining with Ouattara. You understand me? And somebody in Ivory Coast decide that Ivory Coast must be emancipated from the clutches of the French. Are you going to stop that?
You know, before you guys came in, when we were looking at the
look at Cameroon for 1980. Were you born in 1980?
Stop it.
It's a question I asked. Somebody will be there, and this guy cannot even walk on his own. He's still winning the election.
Okay, let's look at this before we continue. Before you guys came in, we were looking at the papers, and then there are people. Who was that was calling for the stop of coup that Africans should reject?
Bola Tinubu, the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Okay, all right. Okay, that we should discourage coup from taking place in Africa. And I asked a question. What is the thing what are the things that are making this boy to, organize this coup and take over power from the democratically elected presidents? Is it not corruption? You know what the problem is. Have you given us good leadership? You know what the problem, you know why they are striking. Are you ready to change the narrative so that they will stop striking? Because it's not enough for you to just wake up and say that everybody should condemn coup. But they look at the situation whereby there's a coup in Benin, the whole civilians are out, jubilating with the military. It happened in Burkina Faso, it happened in all the Sahel countries. The civilians that are supposed to enjoy democracy are now welcoming the military rule. And you know what the problem is. You don't want to solve it, but you want coup to stop. What do we do?
See, until the ECOWAS on its own, or AU on their own, decided to structure a constitution that will guide Africa, you don't go beyond an elected terms. You understand? The terms of 2 terms should not go beyond it, no matter who you are. If ECOWAS or AU will adopt that, then they will stop coup. But as long as somebody will be there forever, Mugabe was in Zimbabwe. Look at the guy in Bia of Cameroon. And all these guys are Ouattara. We also know how Ouattara come in. Everybody was sympathizing with him. Gbagbo was and he came, people were jubilating today. He wants to go to the 10th term. And without mind, and he's ready to kill anybody that wants to stop him. That's right. So who is blaming, who is deceiving who? The truth about the whole thing is, there is no way and no way. They should stop stopping these military guys. Any country that doesn't want to.
They should stop stopping them.
Yes, they should stop stopping them. Because if a country, and you are there forever and you don't want to transform the country to a point that the civilians should be.
You're not giving us leadership.
So why do you want to stay there?
People are not benefiting anything from democracy.
Why do you want to stay there?
So why don't you want people to have a change and try another round?
Mao Zedong said that there are 2 ways to political power. Either through the ballot box or
through gunpowder.
Through the gun. The barrel of the gun. What we have, the politicians who are saying that they don't want coups, are their hands clean? Do you go to equity with dirty hands?
They are the major coup plotters.
So if you see a selfless leader,
they are plotting to against
they plot. They win the election for themselves, not for you and I. If they play by the rules, most of the players will not be there today. You have decent people in occupying government houses, people who don't want to buy anything, people who don't need anything in life.
So you are saying there is military and civilian coups?
That's right.
And that's what we experience in our democracy in Africa.
That's
civilian
right.
People nobody wants to empower. You force yourself.
You force yourself.
But
just
again,
like the military guys are
let me also ask you. We're all here, we are hungry, 4 of us. And suddenly we send you to go and represent us and start floating money buying Agbada, building castles. We are still here begging you for food. You think we will be happy with you? No, it's not possible.
It's not possible.
You see somebody that is not doing anything. He has no business. He is not working.
People
just because people just brought him and voted for him. Before 1 month, you see him buying fleets of cars, building mansions, throwing money anywhere, buying Agbada. You that voted him, he will not even, the soldiers will not allow you to come close to him. Is that how to? Come, in UAE, let me tell you, Sheikh Mohammed, you will see him with his horse, blowing around the city. He has Jigad, number 20, 21. You will always see him with his friend driving around the city. Alone, no police, no army. Because, see, Sheikh Zayed, when they sold oil to West, they wanted to supply them arms and this. Sheikh Zayed said, no, give us our money. If our people are comfortable, they will not protest. They said they will give them this machine that spray hot water. He said he doesn't want.
Yes.
He wants their money back so that their people will be comfortable.
Yes.
When they wanted to do roads, they will say one way, this way. He said, what about, is there anything wrong with making it 10 lanes? Oh. If you go from Dubai to Abu Dhabi, this way, 7 lanes, this one, 7 lanes. You drive freely to Abu Dhabi like straight. Because why? Their money is brought back to them. It's not like we are going to supply ammunition. What are they doing with ammunition?
You see the dividend and all that.
Nigeria will sell oil and use the proceeds to buy ammunition.
They will tell you
because of a colonial law that stops you from producing arms in your own country.
But why do you need, if somebody is comfortable, why does he need to protest?
Nothing.
There was time before this IPOP something started, where they were still making trouble. And then we are having a discussion in Abuja. I told them, Igbo man is not interested in doing protest. But for these boys to come to the street to protest, government should go and talk to them. Not to use force on them. Because Igbo man doesn't protest. Apart from Aba women riot in 1929. Has you ever heard that the Igbo man did protest? How can they have their member?
And Aba riot is Igbo women, not Igbo men.
No, even at that, men or women, they are Igbos. But since then, have you heard that somebody will go and close the shop for you to protest for you?
No.
For what? And they started shooting them, and the thing escalated. So one thing is sure, let us not go into escalating this thing with these boys. You don't ask who is knocking.
You should just open the door. You should just open the door.
If you don't do that, if you see how do we mass into Genesis into Nigeria, and before you know anything, the one we are even saying Boko Haram and this has not been controlled, and you want to let loose everybody to come in, it will be trouble. And the international communities are interested in Nigeria. So the best thing for us is to manage ourselves and we talk to these guys to pipe down and bring back our brothers that idea and give us our aircraft. With a big novice.
Somebody was just saying in social media yesterday.
If we should do like Trump, you make a deal with them.
And
you have to pay them for violating their exports. You pay them.
Yes.
And then
that kind of a thing.
you make a deal with them.
Okay, let them bring their demand now.
No.
There's international rule now on that.
It's not a public, their demand will not be made public.
Oh,
there
really?
are diplomatic channels through which you make this. So you make a deal with them and solve the problem. So don't allow us. I don't think public opinion will support that we should enter Burkina Faso.
And
we entered Liberia and succeeded because Liberia was in disunity.
At that point.
And the soldiers who were holding the airport in Liberia, we are not as sophisticated as Nigerian troops that came in to take that.
No, but even at that, Nigeria did not go as Nigeria. Nigeria went as ECOWAS.
Yes.
And went there to keep peace. It's not like Nigeria went there for war.
But just you like wait for war to benefit.
But in recent times, there were reports that the Nigerian Senate actually approved, because when that actually did first happen, there were a lot of, I won't want to use the word tantrums because it's more like you're just making noise, but they were more like an uproar, a series of uproar from Nigerians, especially on social media, where they said, oh, the president just, made that move arbitrarily without getting the permission of the Senate and all that. But this morning, following up on that report, I found out that it seems the Senate later or somehow, still approved that, what's it called? Approved that. Yes, that the Senate actually did approve.
On that approval.
I wouldn't know, but according to it, but the Senate had, or rather has currently approved
after the fact.
The federal government.
After the fact.
The federal government taking her troops to Benin Republic. And
moreover, it happened on a Sunday. The coup happened on a Sunday, so there was no time to, so that's what the executive needed to react quickly. They don't want the thing to snowball. They don't want that thing to succeed before they react. You understand me? So they nipped it in the bud and then went to the Senate for the approval. I think we shouldn't cry over that. The needful has been done. But what I'm saying, on the other side, we went to Burkina Faso. We overflew their airspace. We should find a way to pacify them, make a deal, and then settle the matter.
Okay. One guy was just saying on social media yesterday that they shouldn't annoy that guy. The guy is, trigger freak, so that he wouldn't start shooting guys one after another. And then there in Nigeria, do your worst. I've shot two people. That kind of thing.
But it's possible. The best thing is to save these our well-trained soldiers, so that we don't go and waste them because of pride or anything. The truth, human life is involved. And not only human life, these are well-trained military to secure our country. Now, even the aircraft is a lot of money. So I think what the federal government should do is, oh boy, I know say we don't commit, just pipe low, I beg, no vest, no mistake. We no send them. Yes, we no send them to your country. They go Portugal or they go wherever. And they no, it's not. No, see, the person that is going to beg does not say that there is no truth. Yes. When you come to beg, like if I slap this my Oga here, if I come back to beg, I will say Oga, I don't even know when I do it. Satan come push me, and the Satan no push me, slap myself, not to slap you. But even at that, Oga no vex, I beg forgive.
Let me give you a practical example. During the second term election of Willie Obiano, here in Anambra, we were in Labour Party. So we fought them to a standstill. We established what we call a denominational domination here in Anambra. We got the statistics and everything.
But lost the whole 21 local government.
No. We're not talking about before the election proper. It became obvious to us that we're not going to make headway. So the national chairman of Anambra then, Sir Victoria, called my DG and said, "Are you people willing to capitulate?" So the DG now told us, I was there, he said, what are we doing? We can, we have lost it, so there's no need to
you accepted defeat before the war.
Sure, we did. No,
of course you should know.
Because we have the statistics. We have the statistics available to us. Like people like me, I will not ask you to go to war when I know that it's...
You are going to lose it. I don't fight a war that I know I won't win.
So because we would want to replicate what happened between your party, that's the Labour Party, and the APGASTA then. So what was this recapitulating like?
No,
do you want him to boil some more here?
No, we want, okay.
He called us and
we are running out.
We agreed to meet in his house.
Okay. So
when we got to his house, there were cameras. Some people were trying to hide their face. I said, why are you hiding your face? There's nothing wrong in capitulating. So Victoria began to smile. He said, look at that, these people, that if he was the chairman of Labour Party, that he will come out because there's no point. All we do is to make sure that some of us,
are integrated.
As in, if you can't beat them, you join them. Okay, thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you. We are running short of time now. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. We'll have another program coming, please. And I think we have given enough bites to this, from dialogue to deterrence, rethinking Nigeria's foreign policy response to Burkina Faso. Thank you very much, Chief Anthony Chibo Ojemba. prominent rights advocates and member Save a Soul Ultimate Humanitarian Foundation. Thank you very much for coming, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so thank you, Onyeka Obieze, a public affairs analyst. I must say that you guys you came prepared for this topic. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very much. God bless you, and you are blessed indeed.
Amen.
As a pastor or bishop.
I know what I want to be blessed with at a time like this. So once you say blessing, my ear do but as if somebody is just to dangle a key in my presence. Okay, thank you. Thank you, everybody that made it happen. Thank you. Do stand by now as we bring you the next program on schedule, which is Catch the Bus.